Good morning. Today is Uposatha, 1 Pra, Buddhist holy day. It is the new moon of March. Another 15 days has passed by very quickly for me here in Thailand, and I'm sure also for you wherever you are. Time can pass very quickly, and in reflection the Buddha advised us to do just that, reflect on how we have been spending our time, wisely or not so wisely. If we have been spending that time developing our minds wholesomely, practicing meditation, and keeping to our moral virtues, sila, samadhi and panya, then we have been spending that time wisely. It is also 8 months since I first began putting videos, contributing to this channel. So it is 8 months, not 8 months, 7 months. 7 months since this channel began as it is. In fact, if you look at the date on the description page, it has been around for 9 years or something, but that was just when this particular registration or account or something was opened. This channel has only been contributed to since August 2022, the new moon Uposatha then. So 7 months later, there are nearly 1,500 subscribers, nearly 240,000 views, and I think the most important or relevant figure, apart from subscribers, is the hours watched, which is nearly 4,000 hours watched, which is an incredible amount really, considering I haven't had a conversation with anyone since I've been in Thailand, because I don't speak Thai, and I live on my own most of the time. There are 3 other monks and a samanera and a few visitors from time to time, but we don't talk. But that 4,000, nearly 4,000 watch hours would account for approximately me talking non-stop for 6 months. And the channel's only been around for 7 months, so it's like I've been talking for 6 months continuously, 24 hours a day. So it's a very effective way of speaking without speaking, if you can see what I mean. But apart from those numbers, and that's all they are, and they're very small, insignificant numbers in terms of YouTube. If you look at channels about food or something, or travel, then, or anything really, they have millions and millions of views and millions of subscribers. Channels on Dharma, not so many, but it is quality, not quantity. And the way I understand the quality of people watching or people subscribing is from your comments and from your emails and from your reflections and your recommendations, which are all very happily and gratefully received. So I would like to encourage you, because this is your channel. I am just providing the content which I would not provide if there was nobody subscribed to watching it. So I would like to encourage you to continue sending in your comments, both positive and negative, always happily and gratefully received. To continue sending in your questions, please. You can send your questions in on the comments section, or if you like, via email. The address is under description. It's relatively easy to remember. It is englishbuddhistmonk@gmail.com for the longer questions. If you don't want a public answer, send an email. I will reply to you directly. But if you ask a question in the comments, I will answer also publicly. I hope that makes sense. I understand it, and I think that's worked so far quite well. So I do answer quite a few questions by email, one-to-one. And you can ask questions about anything you like, because all that we encounter in our lives is Dharma. So you can ask me questions on Dharma, also meditation, and you can ask questions about monks' life, and even travel. Now, I'm not an authority on any of those four subjects, but I have experience in all of those four subjects and many other aspects of life, only because I'm 55 years of age and I have life experience, both inside and outside of the monastic world, both living in the monasteries that I've spent time in and the household life as a lay practitioner in Buddhism, and also as a non-lay practitioner in Buddhism, as an ordinary fellow family man. So please ask me questions about anything. I can always say, I don't know. And if I don't know the answer, that is what I'll say. But someone else may hear the question and assist with the answer. But this channel's been established only because of those comments, that encouragement, those questions, which I've used to formulate what I've talked to you about. It gives me subject matter that is relevant to you, because there's no point me talking about myself or my questions. I can do that on my own. So keep those questions and those comments coming in, please. And that way I will continue very happily to do this. And if you find it useful, then I have been spending this time that is marked every 15 days significantly by this Uposatha of new moon and full moon, significantly in my life, because that is my monastic calendar. That is how we gauge time, because time, we're not working on your usual weekly calendar. Here in Thailand also, the lay people visit on particular 1 pra days, and it feels like the weekend on those days, even though conventionally from the West, the weekend is just Friday, Saturday and Sunday. But this weekend was a quiet weekend, yet in the middle of the week it was a half 1 pra, and it was quite busy here at the monastery. I think it was because it may have coincided with a government or we call a bank holiday. And there are a few of those coming up here in Thailand soon. Charika, which is the king's, or the establishment of this, what would you call it, monarchy, royal charter, family that has ruled this country for so many, many hundreds of years. And this will be a popular event and lots of celebrations, I should think, here. Then there is Songkran, which is the Thai New Year, coming up also in April. These are outside of monastic life, as are those particular holidays when you're living in a monastery in other countries, because coinciding with Chakri, I think it's called, the celebration of the monarchy, is in the UK would be, and probably the rest of Europe, Easter, Good Friday, and then Easter Sunday, and all of that going on. So we're coming into that holiday season. It's warming up here, moving into the hot season, and I'm noticing that, but I'm used to it, so I'm quite happy about it, although obviously it comes with some downsides, more mosquitoes, more noisy cicadas and things like this. But it is all experience, it is all Dharma. I put a lot of short videos of little frogs, of geckos, and these kind of things on there, because to me they are, when I was in India, I did the same with cows. But I get to know these creatures. They're part of my life, they're part of my world. And it began when I was developing metta, or metta bhavana, which is, bhavana is developing the mind. And then an aspect of the mind we can develop is metta, loving kindness, one of the 4 Brahma Viharas. You see there's some very strange noises going on now, but I think it's just the insects flying into the lights as they've come on. We try not to disturb nature, but sometimes you can't help it. But yes, whilst developing metta, I found talking to the cows was, in India, was a good way of doing that. And here, there aren't cows wandering everywhere, but there are geckos where I'm living, many. And they've become so tame and friendly with me. They come up to me and don't run away much anymore. So I just talk to them. Not much, I don't have much to say. They don't have much to say back. But it's a way of developing metta, really. It's a real expression of loving kindness towards all of nature's creatures. And this way, you've got something quantifiable, something identifiable. It is often a practice which people just sit and list a whole group of people, near people, not so near people, far away people, people you like, people you're not sure about, and people you don't like, and people in this country, the world, the universe, and so on and so forth. I think this listing thing is a little bit, I think if you've got it within your nature to love everyone, then that's really great. If it is not natural to you and you have to work on it, and I do have to work on it, we have different personality types. There is a video on here just about that subject, so I won't talk further on that. But I would say that metta is not one of my strongest of the 10 parami, and I have had in my practice to work on it. And it has worked, working on it, developing it, metta bhavana. And the way I found was the easiest way was with nature, with animals. that I would have perhaps ordinarily just ignored, but stopping, spending some time to talk to them. And the best way to make yourself do that is to take a photograph or take a video. And not being used to taking videos, oh dear, what's coming in? Oh, it's my gecko friend, look, can you see him? He's just jumped onto my wall. It's this wall is a mosquito net. Because he's seen I'm up, the lights are on, and he's wondering what I'm doing, talking to no one, rather than him. You see? I hope you can see him. He's looking in, or he's trying to. He's got a friend as well, look, next to him. Her, that is, I think. I think they're husband and wife. Well, they could just be friends. But this was only meant to be a short video to ask you to keep sending in some questions and comments, and what's the other thing? Suggestions. And the next video I make will be a questions and answers video, and that will be in a day or so. So there's plenty of time, if you've got something you want to ask, to make a little note and send it on the comments. I'm going to get on now. I hope your day is enjoyable. If you get the opportunity to practice some meditation, even whilst you're walking around, just bring your attention to the breath from time to time. Maybe use this mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. And you will find yesterday afternoon when I was sweeping, it was quite hot. And when you've just shaved your head and it's quite hot and sunny, you can get a bit of a headache. So I thought, practice what you preach. And I just stopped for a moment whilst I was sweeping, and I breathed in slowly and deeply. So forcing the breath a little bit as I was walking, just to get some nice air in. But stopped, breathed in, and then I just thought, right, relax your face. Because the headache is coming because your tension around your eyes often, which then results in tension around your face. So I said to myself, literally, talking to myself, relax your face, and then bring your attention, your awareness to the breath, which I did for just a few seconds, and then I carried on. But as I carried on, I used this mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. Bhut with the in-breath, Do with the out-breath. And this kept my awareness on the breathing. And then I also reminded myself to relax my face. And rather than this slight headache developing into a serious headache, as it can do, it just went away. And I swept and enjoyed my sweeping as usual. So I use these techniques even now, and so can you. Put them into practice, give them a try, and may that practice of yours be fruitful and lead you happily on the path towards Nibbana. Okay, goodbye.